Hello again and welcome to Somerset Place State Historic Sites. We are standing along modern-day Park Road near the former site of the four-story barn. During the early years of this plantation, that barn held a rice machine because rice was originally the principal cash crop. In 1786, the Lake Company forcibly imported 80 native West Africans to the site who had knowledge of rice cultivation, including Cuff, Duco, and Taff. Within 5 years, they and other enslaved African Americans had dug the transportation canal, cleared and cultivated land for rice, and built the massive barn and rice machine. Unfortunately, we only have two primary sources that mention the rice machine: a court document from 1791 and an advertisement in 1806. Both simply state that the machine existed and give no descriptions of its appearance or function. However, other rice machines from the late 18th century were essentially mechanized rice mills designed to remove the husks of the grain and produce an edible kernel like what you can buy in a store today. In their most basic form, these machines were simply industrialized mortars and pestles, which we covered in a previous artifact exhibition video. So draft animals or water power would turn gears that moved wooden pestles up and down, thereby pounding the rice and separating the kernel from its husk. This type was referred to as a cog or pounding machine. Without this tool, enslaved persons would have to mill the rice by hand. Yet even with a pounding machine, enslaved persons had to still winnow the rice by hand to separate the chaff. As such, the rice machine at Somerset may have been more complicated, like the one Jonathan Lucas of South Carolina developed in 1787. This machine was water-powered with a water wheel that turned a series of cogs and gears. Rice fell into the top of the machine from a loft where a millstone ground off the hull. The rice then traveled through a funnel into the wind fan hopper, which winnowed the grain and sent the hulls and chaff out of the building. The hulled rice fell into a collecting bin, and it was then manually transported into an attached cog machine like we just discussed earlier, which was powered by the same series of gears. Pestles beat the rice in the mortar to remove the bran, and this entire machine combined the grinding, winnowing, and pounding steps into one, although some manual labor was still required. Regardless of its design, the rice machine here at Somerset disappears from the historical record after Josiah Collins I switches the staple cash crop from rice to corn, because rice was very dangerous for enslaved persons to cultivate, and some actually lost their lives, meaning that it was no longer very profitable for Josiah. By 1839, the four-story barn housed an immense corn shelling machine, which Edmund Ruffin describes in great detail. Yet in his copious notes, he never mentions a rice machine. This indicates that it was replaced with the corn machine, probably during the shift from rice to corn. If you'd like to learn more about the corn shelling process, check out Kathy's two-part video series on the four-story barn. Don't forget to subscribe as well so you can stay up to date with our latest videos. And we hope that you will join us here for a guided tour offered upon request Tuesday through Saturday between 9 and 3:30. Thank you.